Welcome to Askewed Reviews, and today is day 16 of 25 of our 25 Days of Christmas movie reviews. And today's movie is Edward Scissorhands. The trivia question for today that'll get answered at the end of this episode: what famous boy band member was a background extra in this film? If I was to try and sum up this movie, I would say it's essentially a Frankenstein love story, but with a lot more to it. The movie stars Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder as Edward and Kim. What's interesting is both Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder were in fact dating during this movie and even got married for a short period of time. The movie starts with this character, Peg, who is an Avon lady and has decided since she can't find anyone in the suburbs to be able to purchase her products, why not go to the creepy mansion on the hill? Once she gets to the mansion, she realizes how dilapidated it is, other than the topiaries. But that does not stop her from committing breaking and entry, as she decides to not only go into the house, but follow a creepy shadow, make it up to the attic, and then find someone with knives for hands in the attic. And of course, her immediate reaction is, "Let's take you home." Edward is an odd but lovable character. Tim Burton originally drew this drawing when he was a teenager that inspired him to eventually make this film. What's interesting about the hands is that originally he drew them as just blades, but when the art department showed him the options with actual scissors, he fell in love with the concept. Lord knows why Tim Burton chose a BDSM outfit, but we do at least know that his hairstyle comes from Robert Smith, who Burton originally asked to do the music for this movie. He could not make it, so they switched to Danny Elfman, who of course is always a great choice with any of Tim Burton's movies. The suburbs where this movie takes place, and all the characters within it, are based off of the location and people that Tim Burton knew where he grew up in Burbank, California. One of the most fascinating things about this movie is all of the would-be casting that could have happened. Diane Wiest was the only person who initially jumped onto this project and loved the idea, so there was really no one else to play Peg. However, though, there were quite a few people for the other actors. As for Edward, Tom Cruise, Jim Carrey, Robert Downey Jr., Tom Hanks, Gary Oldman, and there was even a rumor that Michael Jackson were up for the role. There were even more possibilities for Kim, including Drew Barrymore, Gina Davis, Sarah Gilbert, Julia Roberts, Molly Ringwald, Leah Thompson, Alyssa Milano, Elizabeth Shue, Uma Thurman, Jennifer Connelly, Ali Sheedy, and Heather Langenkamp. Jim the Jerk boyfriend, who is played by Michael Anthony Hall, also had quite a few options as well, including Sean Astin, Will Wheaton, Crispin Glover, Corey Feldman, Christian Slater, Kiefer Sutherland, Keith Coogan, and River Phoenix. The role of the father, Bill Boggs, was given to Alan Arkin, but at one point there was a possibility it was going to go to Dustin Hoffman. Robert Oliveri, who played the younger brother Kevin, almost got beat out by this up-and-coming star, Macaulay Culkin. The role of the inventor was originally created for Vincent Price, but due to his age and whether or not he'd be willing, Tim Burton was going to give the option over to Leonard Nimoy if Price said no. Luckily, he did say yes, but this was unfortunately Vincent Price's last cinematic role. By the way, in case you're wondering, the movie does take place during the Christmas season, in case you were wondering why it was on this list. Two of my favorite things about this film are, number one, the waterbed, which was never originally in the script, but when they thought about it, they realized it was the perfect comedic gag to add into the movie. And of course, number two is what's called the ice dance, which is one of the most beautiful moments in movie history, with Winona Ryder dancing in the snowflakes that are falling from the ice sculpture. Edward Scissorhands is a very original, extremely beautiful movie that everyone should watch at least once, if not multiple times. So I'm definitely giving this movie a 5 out of 5. Now, as for the trivia question from the beginning of the episode, what famous boy band member was a background extra in this film? It was Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys. He is even cited as saying that he was actually the child that is using the slip and slide in the background. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. Please check out our other ones, and as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you next time.